Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
Good evening, Miles. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Time doesn't exist in podcast land. It could be morning, it could be
Yeah,
evening.
true.
You
How
never know.
true. And you know what? Congratulations again on our 100th episode. I swear to
I know.
God that
We're
it
going to do
feels
a
like our fourth.
retrospective soon about that. It happens so quickly.
It does. And it still feels like our fourth episode.
Yeah, it
Time
feels that way.
flies. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does indeed. So, what do we got planned today? Or is there anything else
Well,
you want to talk about
Mark,
before we dive into
I
the
know
show?
I know you're like me in this. You
Mhm.
value the quality of a good night's sleep.
I have not been getting a lot of good sleep lately, though, and I do
Mm,
miss it. I do
mm.
miss it.
Yeah, any special preparations when you get ready for bed? Like, are you spraying your room with lavender or
I
peppermint
I
or
typically I typically fill the room with a smell, but it's not lavender or peppermint. I used to do stretching before bed. I used to have a whole routine. I've just gotten away. I've been very distracted lately. I don't know
mm,
why. I
mm.
think it's because, I've fallen for this girl that I met in history class.
Ah.
And we made out under the bleachers. That was pretty awesome. I just can't stop thinking about her.
I now I can't stop thinking about her.
Do people make out under the bleachers anymore? I don't even.
I don't think so.
Okay.
So
Yes, yes, I value a good night's sleep.
all right, so tell me, because this all ties in. Um, how about dreaming? Are you a big fan of
Yes,
dreaming?
I used to track my dreams. I used to write them down. I
Yes.
love dreams.
And how about nightmares?
I, yes, I haven't had many lately, but yes,
Okay,
I do
well,
not like the nightmares. Do you like nightmares?
I don't. And after today, I think we're both going to be too frightened to sleep. That's what today is all about. Mark, I'm thinking about those bedtimes. I'm now obsessed with them. That's why
Hmm.
today's show is all about the sinister side of those children's stories. Like classics like Cinderella and Little Red Riding Hood and
Sure.
all of those. Hansel and Gretel,
Yeah.
cannibalism.
Right, right.
Ah, so they're basically horror stories for kids. So like, hey Timmy, don't wander off into the woods or some old woman is going to come and put you in an oven. I mean,
And she can't
sleep
even
tight.
see. She didn't, she was blind as well,
Yeah,
right?
sleep tight, Timmy.
Good
And
night.
and
Sorry, I
some
have
of
no nightlight for you. You're gonna have to sleep in the
and
dark.
and I've realized that some of these nursery rhymes are literally insane. Like
Yeah.
Rockabye Baby on the Treetop. That's a lullaby about a baby plummeting to its death.
Uh-huh.
Who greenlit that story?
I think they need to take that one back to the writer's room, tweak it
Hey,
a little bit.
like it's like, hey Noah, let me tuck you in. Here's a sweet story about abandonment, wolves, possible cannibalism. Night night. Well, this is exactly what we're going to discuss today. Today's episode of Pull My Leg, we're digging deep, dungeon deep into the creepy spider webbery of
Mm.
children's story lullabies and children's songs.
I have no idea what to expect. I don't know who you've invited onto the show, but I want to hear a little bit about this person before we interview her so I can prepare myself.
Well, you're in for a scary trick or treat today, Mark. So, as kids, we
Hmm.
thought these were just bedtime stories, but according to our guest today, they're really bedtime threats. Dr. Petunia Halloway is our guest today, is a world-renowned expert in childhood terror and educational nightmares. Raised by a troupe of traveling shadow puppeteers, she developed an obsession with lullabies that sound sweet but hide terrifying undertones. With a PhD in subtle terror in nursery rhymes from the Institute of Imaginary Horrors,
Mm.
she now uncovers the dark histories of the tales we thought were absolutely harmless. She claims it's all for science, though Starbucks baristas may disagree with her. Dr. Petunia Holloway, welcome to our show. Dr. Petunia, tell us a little bit about yourself and your fascination with lullabies and children's songs and the creepy side of children's stories.
Well, there's a creepy side to everything, darling. And doesn't that count? I mean, that is the only thing that really matters. What I like to say is that the creepy thing about the songs, the lullabies, and the nursery rhymes and the fairy tales is that they're good for the digestion.
That's good to know. And actually, my question, Petunia,
Well,
did you? Oh, sorry. Please go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say because they scare the shit out of the children. That's why.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
That's not a bad pun to begin.
For the record, that is the very first cuss word we've ever
Oh,
had
for
on
heaven's
Pull My
sake, you can
Legs.
bleep it out. Bleep it.
This is a
Bleep it.
children's show. This is very.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're
sorry.
huge in the preschool market.
I can begin with a song if you'd like.
So Dr. Holloway.
I like music.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that, Dr. Holloway. May I call you Petunia?
Absolutely.
So
one moment. I use different. I like to wear different hats.
Miles, what is she a doctor in? Oh, she's back. Oh, good. She's now Viking.
yeah. So
for those of you listening at home, she has changed out of her skeleton outfit and now she's wearing a Viking helmet.
That's right. I am a doctor who wears many hats.
What is your degree in exactly?
Creepology.
Sounds perfect.
Can you define that for our audience? Creepology?
Creepology is the study of all things creepy.
Makes sense.
So let's get right into this then.
My focus is on scary lullabies and nursery rhymes and fairy tales.
I'm scared already. Petunia, would you start us off with a song and maybe tell us a little bit about what it's about and why it's so sinister?
So for our listeners, Petunia is holding a ukulele. She looks like she's in a dungeon of books. I'm not really sure what's going on in the background there, but obviously you've got a song all planned out for us.
Oh, yes, I've got a number of songs, darling. Here we go.
That's amazing.
Little Miss Muffet was at the buffet eating spiders for lunch. She looked where she sat and she said, imagine that. I've spun a cushion with my butt.
Well, Petunia, that is absolutely amazing. You know, Mark and I are actually
I see where the nightmares begin.
We're dying. Wait. Wrong word, Miles. Change that.
Yes.
We're wondering and we're excited to hear more about you.
Yeah, let's do a wardrobe switch here. Hat change.
And
now
so
she's wearing a top hat that is red with white bubbles on it.
Dr. Holloway, as I kind of look into all those stories I used to tell my children, there's always a wolf who's eating a grandma. Yeah, he's eating a grandma.
Yeah.
Wolf blowing down houses. Do wolves have a PR problem, or did fairy tale unions just vote against having dragons?
No. It's the problem is big fairy.
Yeah,
so big fairy. You've heard of big conglomerations of things. There's also big fairy, and big fairy has been very successful at maligning the wolf. You know, the wolf is he's making his living. He's just doing his best. I mean, where would we be without the wolves scaring the crap out of children, honestly?
And Petunia, tell me, what is the big bad wolf like in real life?
Oh, I must tell you, I'm very excited about the big bad wolf. In fact, I think that he's the one that gets the worst rap. In fact, one of my new books is, one moment, I've got the cover here, Fairy Tales Behind Closed Doors. I mean, seriously, what do you think is really happening in there? And when it comes to the big bad wolf, when you close the door, I mean, really, what do you really think is going on in there?
That's why I'm curious, because he's such a bad boy. I kind of want to know. Don't you, Miles?
No, he's a bad boy, but he loves belly rubs, you know.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Holloway, I want to get a little serious for a moment.
Oh, all right.
Serious question.
All right.
How much Xanax would Goldilocks need today to even walk into a stranger's house? Times have changed.
Yeah.
But she sits down and critiques the furniture. Seriously.
Yeah, well, Goldilocks, you know, that's her problem. she could use some good fairy tales for her digestion.
I also think it's a bad dye job too with her.
I'm sorry?
I don't think she's a natural blonde.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. So Goldilocks, she goes in and she's like, "Oh, the furniture," and the three little bears, they live there. And
Ugh.
then the big bad wolf comes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he sets her straight.
Well,
So, can I just say something?
yeah.
Little bears scare me. I'm also afraid of penguins.
Well, then that. I'm sorry, darling. That is your problem, not the penguin's problem.
Yeah. That's good therapy right there.
So
No.
Dr. Holloway, you once mentioned in one of your papers that you say nursery rhymes were basically the first form of psychological warfare. Which one is the most dangerous? Ring Around the Rosie, Hickory Dickory Dock,
Oh,
Baby Shark?
in terms
Baby
of you
shark.
want to know what the most dangerous one is, it's that children's book called Goodnight Moon, and that old woman whispering hush. I mean, how much do we need to coddle these little children? Honestly, she really should be saying, "Go the hell to bed and shut the H up," because I really want to have some quiet and get to my knitting and be left alone.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminded me there was a story that my mama used to read to me called The Blanket That Needed a Haircut. Have you heard of that one?
Oh,
No.
yes, actually, yes. In fact, a good friend
Sounds
of mine
terrible.
wrote that. And yes, the blanket, well, it actually it adheres to all of my principles, because it's scary, because you just don't know if you have the blanket on at night and it's growing its hair. And and that's one of the nightmares that I like to implant in my therapy sessions.
Do you think during your therapy sessions, though, it helps to wear a dragon head like you're wearing right now? Because you've switched
It
hats again.
absolutely does, because that is a manifestation of the coping mechanisms that go on in one's head that make one able to process the vanities of the world.
Well,
Yeah.
Mark, I, for one, think it's beautiful. And Dr. Holloway, I mean, you are a creepy woman, and I'm so thrilled to have you. But I want to ask another question.
Before you do, Miles,
Yeah.
I need to tell you both something. At $139 a year, Amazon Prime might be a little rich for your blood. Sure, you get lightning fast shipping, premium sports, and endless on-demand content. But what if you're looking for a more affordable experience? Welcome to Amazon Prime Minus. For just 95 cents a month, you'll still get access to thousands of products. However, you get absolutely no discount. And shipping takes a minimum of 14 to 18 weeks. Plus, your package is delivered by mildly obedient raccoons who may or may not be riddled with rabies. Will you get your item? Maybe. Will it be something? Absolutely. And yes, you still get access to Amazon originals like Fallout, Reacher, and The Terminal List, but just the opening credits, followed by 15 minutes of unskippable ads, then the closing credits. Because let's be honest, half the fun of streaming is guessing what the show might have been about. That's Amazon Prime Minus, always delivering less than you expect, but more than you actually need. And now back to Pull My Leg.
Well, thank you so much, Amazon Prime Minus. We appreciate your support. Dr. Holloway, another serious question. So I'm a cynic. And as I think about all these stories that I used to read, did Hansel and Gretel ever consider maybe bringing snacks on their trip and not needing to eat other people's property? Like, was trail mix not invented yet?
No, you see, I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry. You may have misread, because the whole point is for them to eat the entire house. And once they eat the entire house, that's when you tell them the terrible, frightening stories and you sing them the horrible things. And then that is good for their digestion. That's how they learn.
It seems to be all about the digestive tract.
It is. It's all about digestion, because really, isn't that the central framework of everything we do every day?
Yeah.
And none of these kids had allergies, no peanut allergy. I mean, my good friend Mark over there is lactose intolerant, gluten intolerant, friend intolerant, conversation intolerant.
That's all those things.
Lots of intolerance.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we don't concern ourselves with those things. That's your problem.
Sorry, Mark.
That's okay. Petunia, llama llama red pajama. I'm almost too afraid to ask. Why were the pajamas red?
Well, I mean, the answer is obvious. They ate too many raspberries. And then, raspberries. Now, speaking of allergies.
But it's not blood.
No, it's raspberries.
Because
but they think it's blood, and
Yeah.
that's really the central point. And that's another way that you can scare children into being good citizens of the world, is by taking raspberries and smushing them on things and say, "Oh, I cut my finger," and then they see all the blood,
yeah.
and then that's the way they learn to be good people.
I have to tell you, all of this conversation, I'm sorry, Miles. I always travel with this bag. It's
Yeah.
making me uneasy. As you know, Miles, I'm allergic to everything. I get afraid very easily.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Breathe deeply, then smash it.
What helps me is as a song to help calm my nerves.
All right.
My calming voice usually helps, but
Don't
we
worry,
need more.
I've got
We
it
need
here.
more.
All right. Rockabye pythons in big old dead trees.
I need that bag back.
Don't eat the bark if it makes you sneeze. Sneezing is trees is a dumb thing to do, 'cause there are new tissues. I'm covered with goo.
Oh gosh.
That is
I wish my kids were
helpful.
young again. I
Yes.
would be singing that to them all the time.
You know, Miles, if
That's
it puts
what
a
I
shiver in the spine, it's worth the rhyme.
It
That's
is
what Petunia always says.
Absolutely.
That is the truth.
Absolutely.
That is truth. In fact, that is part of the title of one of my other new books is What's That Smell? Stories and rhymes to put shiver in your spines. And in fact, all of these songs that I've just been singing for you are included in What's That Smell? So you can buy it at any online book seller.
I am going to run out today and get what's that smell? Because I just want to say that 100 times. Well,
Well, you know, as we switch to another hat, looks like it comes from maybe Mario Kart.
Poisonous mushroom.
It's a poisonous mushroom. Okay, good. More things for my nightmares. This whole show has an October 31st vibe to it.
Yes.
Which reminds me of a joke that my papa used to tell me around this time of year that I don't get, and I still don't get all these years later. Maybe you can explain it to me. Why couldn't the man pumpkin get the female pumpkin pregnant? Because he had a Halloweenie. Now, maybe I'm dense, but can you explain that punchline to me?
this is supposed to be a clean show here, Mark.
That
been
almost
derailed.
embarrasses me a little bit, but it has everything to do with snakes.
Yeah, I imagine it does.
Dr. Holloway, you have been a wonderful guest. And I want to just say thank you for coming on to Pull My Leg. Mark and I have been thrilled to have this conversation. Thank you for sharing
It is my pleasure.
dark and scary and sinister side to children's stories, lullabies, and those children's songs we thought were so innocent. But we have learned today
Not so much.
that most of these songs are based on death, murder, cannibalism, backstabbing, gosh, all the horrible things.
Yeah.
We can
All
learn a
the
lot
horrible
from
things,
this.
darling. It's
Good-
the
good night,
spice of
sweetie.
life.
Good night, sweetie. Good night, sweetie.
Good night, darling.
Thank you, Petunia. Thank you for coming on to our show.
Goodbye. Yes,
You're a
very
delight.
nice
Thank
talking to you.
It's going to take me a little bit of time to go to bed tonight, as I'm sure is the case with all of you. But it's now time for Ask Us Anything. This is when we reach into the listener mailbag. We grab out emails or comments that you've made on our Instagram posts, which, by the way, we do have an Instagram. Is it called a channel? I'm so bad at social media. What is it called, Miles?
Let's go
Page?
with channel. Yeah, let's go with channel.
At Pull My Leg
and
Podcast.
This is my favorite part of the show,
sure.
Mark, because our 72 listeners,
It's getting there, yeah. It's getting close.
7,200, 7,200,000
That's
listeners.
right. Just move the decimal point around. It doesn't
sending
matter.
us, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
And they send us some questions. And so this one is perfect for you, Mark. So,
Okay. All right.
Mark,
Yeah.
I know you're the master of relationships. This
course.
one's from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
And the question is, what do you recommend a man's role be when dancing with his girlfriend? Sure, she's beautiful and I love her very much, but I want some attention on the dance floor too. I've got moves.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
should
I
I
can
just
relate.
let her get the glory and stick to a more mellow groove? What should a guy with Saturday Night Fever do? Signed, can't we both be dancing queens? Mark, what say you?
Well, this is a perfect question for me because for personal experience, I can really cut it up. You've seen
Oh,
me
you
at
can.
quinceañeras. I
Absolutely.
really like to throw down when that Cupid shuffle comes on. I can bring the house down. This is a sensitive subject to answer because you want the girlfriend to be the center of attention. You don't want to steal her thunder. Otherwise, it's Splitsville for the two of
Mhm.
you. Yet you want to show off your skills. I know I got skills with a
Oh, yeah.
lowercase z at the end. So here's my recommendation. You don't want to upstage her, right? So you want to stay low to the ground, I think. I think that's key, making sure she's higher so she can be seen from a distance and
Mhm.
you're just on the ground there. Maybe spinning on your back, pulling that out from your dance bag, a little
Yeah.
retro breakdancing move, maybe
Right.
doing the reverse hammer when you lay on your back and you do the MC Hammer's dance. He goes back and forth, but you're just kind of flailing your legs about. I think that impresses people, but it's
Yeah.
not too standouty. But I always go for the worm. I think the worm is safe, or the California wave, if you will, going frontwards, going backwards. It shows that you're kind of submissive, you're low to the ground, but also that you are hella talented.
Yeah, hella
So,
talented is the key phrase here.
right.
And make sure you have that overbite going, that lip
Oh
bite.
yeah, you gotta always
You
be
got
lip biting when you're doing any
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
movement on
I
the
think
dance
that's
floor.
key. Well, thank you very
So
much, Mark.
sure. So here's a question for you, Miles, that I
Oh.
pulled out, and it's right up your alley. It comes
Mm.
from Howard Klein of Dayton, Ohio, and Howard asks simply, Miles, is vegetable soup just wet salad?
Ah,
So Howard wants to know if vegetable soup
yeah,
is really merely just a wet salad in a bowl.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and just like chili, my friend, is a kind of a liquefied steak. I
Uh-huh.
think that soup, vegetable soup, is absolutely can be put into the category of wet salad.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
A great new category for it. Should be its own food group, I would say.
Yeah.
What
I've yet
a
to see wet salads on the menu at finer restaurants,
mm,
but I feel like Howard could start something there in Dayton and see it
oh.
emerge soon. Great
Howard,
question.
great question. Thank you so much for listening. Big fan of yours. So this is the part of the show we call the truth bomb, where we actually tell you the real
Hmm.
behind the scenes of today's topic. So the real truth is fairy tales weren't about happy endings. They were early versions of warning labels. Don't wander into the woods. Don't take candy from strangers. And for the love of God, don't climb trees with babies.
Is that the truth? Really? It's like a
Absolutely, it
warning.
is.
Okay.
Yeah. They're less about imagination and more about survival. So, kids, sweet dreams.
Uh-huh.
Let's thank our guest today, Emily, for coming on the show and pretending to be Dr. Petunia Holloway. She has been great,
Her
and
wardrobe choices.
she'll be in my nightmares tonight, and
Uh-huh.
probably yours too, Mark.
That's right. I think so. I also want to thank Lulu's Coffee and Bakehouse. Even though we're not there, Miles and I still meet there. It's located at 2292 West 86th Street in Indianapolis, Indiana. So stop in and tell them the Pull My Leg guy sent you, and you will pay the same price for your coffee as you normally would. Do you want to know about what's coming up next week on Pull My Leg?
Oh my gosh, Mark, could you give us a little teaser?
Sure, sure. So, actor Timothy Chalamet
Oh,
from
of course.
Dune, Willy Wonka, Complete Unknown. Well, he was originally cast as Luke Skywalker in the first Star Wars, but he was fired by George Lucas 2 days before filming. It's kind of controversial. So we're going to explore that in greater depth on our next episode. Plus, the actor who played Tusken Raider #8, he's going to
Yes.
be a guest on our show to talk about it.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
So, Mark, I'm a little confused. Star
Yeah.
Wars, if I remember correctly, came out in 1977.
Yes, it did.
And Timothy Charlemagne was born in 1995. How is this math even possible?
Yeah. So first of all, math is pointless, right? It just tells you like how many pizzas you can eat before you owe your friend money, right? Like it seems like every problem is about that. I
So
can't
true.
explain how it works. I'm just here to report it. Hashtag Wookiees rule. Chalamet, Luke Skywalker, Star Wars next week on Pull My Leg.
And hashtag math sucks.
Hashtag math sucks. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show, Mark. I love spending time with you.
It's the greatest.
And folks, remember, always sleep with one eye open. Good night and sweet screams.